On the Global TV News Express, Tinubu orders probe of unauthorized name SIM leakage. In business, Asian market record mixed trading amid U.S. job data expectation. On the foreign scene, International Criminal Court condemns U.S. actions. In sports, Ireland returns for Scotland game. Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and across the world to News Express and Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Godwin Sunday. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on Nicansat. To the news and details. President Bola Tinubu has set up an interministerial committee to investigate allegations of telecom providers linking national identification numbers to subscribers' line without their consent. The committee has the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, the Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, Budget and Economic Planning, Atiku Bagudu, Communications and Innovations and Digital Economy, Dr. Bosun Tijani, and the Humanitarian Affairs, Dr. Natawe Yatwada. President Tinubu, who listened to a briefing by the Minister of Interior, directed the committee to consider the matter and provide the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction with accurate data to carry out its mandate. In another development, President Bola Tinubu has approved the appointment of Dr. Chioma Awuzie as the substantive rector of the Federal Polytechnic, Oko, Anambra State. The statement signed by the Permanent Secretary of the Federal Ministry of Education, Dr. Nasil Sani, confirmed that Awuzie's appointment takes effect immediately for a 5-year term. The statement noted that a selection followed a competitive process conducted by the institution's governing council, chaired by Senator Dr. Barnabas Jamadi, where she emerged as the top candidate. The House of Representatives Committee on the Review of the 1999 Constitution has proposed the creation of 31 additional states in the country. The proposal for the new state was contained in a statement read during plenary session by the Deputy Speaker, Benjamin Kalu, who presided over the session in the absence of the Speaker, Tajuddin Abbas. Ogochukwu Mobuno completes the story.
An act of the National Assembly for the purpose of creating a new state shall only be passed if it requires support by at least the third majority of members. The committee chaired by Kalu proposed 6 new states for North Central, 4 in the Northeast, 5 in the Northwest, 5 in Southeast, 4 in South-South, and 7 in Southwest.
The Senate and the House of Representatives, the House of Assembly in respect of the area, and the Local Government Council in respect of the area is received by the National Assembly. Local government advocates for the creation of additional local government area are only reminded that Section 8 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as amended, applies to this process. Specifically, in the accordance with Section 8.3 of the Constitution, the outcome of the votes of the state houses of assembly and the referendum must be forwarded to the National Assembly for further legislative action.
The proposal, if scaled through, Nigerian states will be made up of 67 subnational governments, as the country's current states stand at 36, including the Federal Capital Territory. Ogochukwu Mobuno reporting for Global Television News.
The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has attributed the delay in conducting by-elections across the country, including the one to replace the late Senator Ifeanyi Ubah, to financial constraints. It was reported that since June 2023, 23 vacancies have emerged in various constituencies due to the death or resignation of lawmakers who assume executive positions at federal, state, and local government levels. The commission conducted 9 by-elections so in 2024, but 14 more vacancies have been recorded, creating an ongoing challenge for the electoral body. The fight against female genital mutilation took center stage in Owerri, Imo State capital, as wife of the governor, Barrister Chioma Uzodinma, in partnership with the United Nations Children Fund UNICEF, marked the International Day of Zero Tolerance for the practice. This year's theme, Step Up the Pace, Strengthening Alliances and Building Movements to End FGM, underscores the need for collective efforts in eradicating the phenomenon. Our correspondent Amarachi Ibe was there and she joins us with this report.
The event brought together key stakeholders, including APC National Chairman Dr. Abdullahi Ganduje, Minister of Women Affairs Iman Suleiman Ibrahim, UNICEF representative Ibrahim Sise, and Imo State Governor Senator Hope Uzodinma. In his address, the APC National Chairman Dr. Abdullahi Ganduje condemned FGM as a harmful and outdated tradition. He emphasized that the APC-led government remain committed to protecting the rights and dignity of women and girls.
Also, Your Excellency, there may be a need for the employment of social researchers who will provide information, who will provide data, who will assess the achievements, the progress of this campaign, who will even identify some communities that has positively responded and some communities that are still maintain the culture. So at appropriate time, the government can appreciate such societies and also can condemn other actions.
Minister of Women Affairs Iman Suleiman Ibrahim reaffirms the federal government's dedication to ending FGM through stronger policy, awarenesses, campaigns and collaborations with local communities.
The Federal Ministry of Women Affairs, as part of its ongoing efforts and as co-chair to the National Technical Committee on the Elimination of the FGM, is actively supporting the implementation of the national policy and plan of action for the FGM elimination in collaboration with the Federal Ministry of Health, the subnational government, the UNFPA, UNICEF, and other critical stakeholders. And we are taking decisive action.
Speaking on behalf of UNICEF, Ibrahim Sise highlighted the organization's ongoing effort in combating FGM through education and grassroots advocacy. He called for sustained investments in community engagement to drive lasting change.
We've co-led the largest global platform on the elimination of FGM, aligning with the vision of 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development Goals. In Nigeria, the UN Joint Program was initiated in 2014 in high prevalence states. And unfortunately, the significant changes that we've seen have not really occurred in Imo State. So we really need to really put all hands on deck and increase our efforts in ending FGM in Imo State.
Governor Hope Uzodinma pledged his administration's continued commitment to enforcing laws against FGM and supporting initiatives aimed at eliminating the practice in Imo State.
I'll call for immediate domestication of this campaign, not only to domesticate it, to also decentralize it up to the rural communities. And for our rural leaders, town union organizations, traditional rulers to take ownership of this campaign. And if this is done, you will not believe what we have done to mankind.
Leading the charge, Barrister Chioma Uzodinma appealed to parents and community leaders to abandon FGM and adopt safer modern child protection measures. She emphasized the importance of strengthening alliance to accelerate progress.
In Imo State, we are expanding educational programs that 1. Provide comprehensive sexuality education, 2. Offer counseling and support for at-risk girls, create mentorship programs connecting survivors with young girls, and develop economic skill building workshops. Our healthcare professionals are also essential partners in this journey.
The event also featured advocacy session, stakeholders discussion, and strategic planning on the way forward in eliminating FGM in Imo State and beyond. In Owerri, Amarachi Ibe, reporting for Global TV News.
The Nigerian Senate has intervened in the catastrophic fire and oil spill from a manifold well in OML 18 located in Bukuma, Rivers State. Senator representing Rivers West, Banigo Ikpalibo, who raised the motion during plenary, also sounded the alarm over the environmental and health consequences of recurrent oil spills in the region, calling for swift investigation and intervention from relevant government agencies to quickly address the spillage. Uyi Agbomelofu reports.
While presenting a motion, the Rivers lawmaker, Senator Banigo Ikpalibo, expressed concern over the delayed response of responsible oil companies, a situation she says has increased the suffering of affected communities.
Recognizes the severe consequences of this incident, including contamination of rivers, farmlands, and aquatic life, which constitute the primary source of livelihood for the residents of Buguma. The pollutants released pose significant health risks, including respiratory and waterborne diseases, and long-term effects such as cancer and organ damage.
Lawmakers who contributed to the motion also recommended the inclusion of additional prayers for a more comprehensive approach to addressing the issue.
The federal government should declare a national emergency program for the rebuilding, rehabilitation, and recalibration of the national onshore oil wells, flow stations, and pipeline infrastructure in Nigeria.
Urge the Ecological Management Committee and relevant agencies to ascertain cleanup costs, charges, and penalties of each and every oil spill or fire hazard and charge operators accordingly.
Deputy President of the Senate, Barau Jibrin, who presided over plenary session, urged relevant agencies to take decisive actions and curb their menace.
It's the fact that we have an infrastructure that has become decayed. And the second factor is the fact that there are some level of sabotage in that. The Senate has the latitude to deal with the matter. So let me put the question. Those in favor of this prayer, please say aye. Those against, say nay.
At the end, the matter was referred to the Committee on Environment and Petroleum Upstream for further legislative action. Uyi Agbomelofu, reporting for Global TV News.
Director of Lands in the Federal Capital Territory, Chijioke Nwakweze, has failed to appear before the House of Representatives Committee on Public Petitions over allegations of land racketeering. It was reported that the committee has invited Nwakweze to appear before it on Thursday over a petition bordering on corruption practices and gross abuse of office. The invitation was based on a petition by the Center for Social Justice, Equity and Transparency to the House, alleging that Nwakweze owns and runs several private offices involved in land racketeering, money laundering, and false declaration of assets. Away from that, Deputy Senate President Barau Jibril has launched the Barau Initiative for Agricultural Renovation in the Northwest to empower 558 young farmers across the 186 local government areas in Kano, Kaduna, Katsina, Kebbi, Jigawa, Sokoto, and Zamfara. Sharon Ajay has details. We will move on. We sincerely apologize for inability to bring you that news. But the Director General of the National Youth Service Corps, NYSC, Brigadier General Yeshua Dogara Ahmed, has advised corps members against seeking shortcuts to success, emphasizing that patience, diligence, and perseverance are key to achieving their ambitions. He gave this counsel while addressing the 2024 Batch C Stream 2 corps members at the Plateau and Bauchi State Orientation Camps. He encouraged them to take advantage of the NYSC Scheme Acquisition and Entrepreneurship Development Program to gain vocational skills that could make them self-reliant and employers of labor. He also stressed the importance of post-camp training as a vital step in their entrepreneurial journey. In a bid to address growing concern of insecurity in Benue State, particularly the recent killing in Otukpo, the National Association of Idoma Security Professionals has called for an urgent Benue Security Summit during press briefing in Abuja. Queen Agaba now reports. We'll bring you that and more in subsequent bulletin. But the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission (ICPC) has arrested Adam Imam Yusuf, a deputy commandant of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps (NSCDC) in Kogi State over the alleged diversion of more than 3 billion naira. Yusuf, who was at the lodge until now, was taken into custody from the Gwagwalada Abuja residence and is set to face prosecution. ICPC investigations revealed that former Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Usman Jibril, allegedly orchestrated the fraud through Yusuf, and former Brigadier General Ishaya Bauka Gangu also was part of the culprits. Still on security. The Nigerian police force has apprehended 82 suspects in the month of January 2025 for various financial and cyber-related crimes, including internet fraud, romance scam, identity theft, cryptocurrency fraud, transnational fraud, and several other cyber offenses. Through its National Cyber Crime Center, parading 9 suspects in Abuja, the first public relations officer, Olumuyiwa Adejobi, says the police have successfully apprehended 32 suspects across the nation in a significant crackdown on cyber-related crimes. Kikelomo Okiri completes the story.
The Nigerian police force paraded some suspects linked to several fraud schemes that has defrauded individuals and organizations within and outside the country. Among these cases is the arrest of 2 individuals, Seidu Adams Usman and Yusuf Umar, in connection with the creation and distribution of compromised financial accounts used to facilitate fraudulent transactions amounting to over 400 million naira.
Saidu Adamu Usman, male, and Yusuf Umar, male. Are they here? IPO? They are in connection with the creation and distribution of compromised financial accounts used to facilitate fraudulent transactions amounting to over 400 million naira. Investigations revealed that both suspects were recruited via telegram by an unidentified foreign cyber criminal. Saidu Adamu Usman was tasked with creating money point financial profiles using pre-registered SIM cards and email addresses.
Some of the suspects testified to the crime they are accused of.
This WhatsApp group that we buy Facebook from, we buy Facebook and TikTok, then we sell to our customers. The Facebook is that when we buy from the platform, most of them they come with followers, they come with 0 followers. Then we used to be the one to boost the account for the person to buy. So that is what we used to do. When we buy, we sell to our customers.
How much do you sell it?
Depends. Some Facebook is empty. We used to sell some we used to sell some 50,000, 5,000. Depends on the followers.
$5,000?
$5,000.
3 profiles I did create for him and hand over to you.
How much have you realized so far from this deal?
How much did you realize?
How much have you realized so far from this dirty deal?
Yeah, the payment is not a one-time payment. He paid me.
Cumulatively, can you tell us the rough estimate, total of amount of money you have realized?
Exactly, sir. I couldn't say.
Okay, but our report here is saying so far you have done a deal of more than 400 million naira.
Yes, just when I handle my account.
So you are a millionaire now.
The Nigerian Police Force therefore cautioned against the inappropriate use of social media for the perpetration of crimes such as fraud, defamation, and cyber stalking, while reiterating the force's commitment to identify and curtail cyber criminals and syndicates, and ensuring that those involved in the cyber-related crime will face the full weight of the law.
And protect our cyberspace, the Nigerian Police Force are taking the bull by the horn to make sure that we tackle all forms of cyber crimes in this country. Our effort is to make sure Nigeria gets its reputation back, and we are taking off the grey list.
So romance scam is here, sextortion is here. They are targeting females that are, sextortion are targeting females that are below 17 years, while romance scam targets the females that are between 25 and up to 90 years old. You can imagine.
Members of the public are advised to exercise extreme caution when engaging in online transactions and ensure adequate verification of legitimacy of operators before concluding large financial dealings. Kike Lomo Okeri, Global Television News.
The Deputy Senate President, Barau Jibril, has launched the Barau Initiative for Agricultural Revolution in the Northwest to empower 558 young farmers across the 186 local government areas in Kano, Kaduna, Katsina, Kebbi, Jigawa, Sokoto, and Zamfara. Sharon Ajay has more details.
Assembly, Senator Barau, represented by the Special Advisor, Policy and Monitoring, Professor Bashir Mohammed, says each beneficiary will receive a 5 million naira interest-free loan, totaling 2.79 billion naira to boost agricultural production, particularly maize and rice. FEG says the initiative that aligns with the Renewed Hope agenda aims to restore the region's status as Nigerians' food baskets will be launched in April 2025 in partnership with a national financial institution.
We thank God that so far so good. Various interventions by the government has lowered the incidence of banditry and insecurity, especially in the Northwest Zone. But the program is extensively collaborating with all the relevant security agencies, along with the states and local government councils, including the traditional institutions, to ensure the security of all the participants that are going to partake in the program. To this end, I hereby solicit your support for the success of this project. If we attain food security in our country, more than half of our problem will be solved. So let's do it together for the benefit of all.
He says the initiative is being implemented in collaboration with security agencies and traditional rulers to ensure the safety of farmers across the region.
The Brown Initiative for Agricultural Revolution in the Northwest aims to use the vast arable land in the geopolitical zone to restore agricultural prominence and to achieve food security. 3 young farmers will be selected from each of the 186 local government areas of the 7 states that comprise the Northwest geopolitical zone: Kano, Kaduna, Katsina, Kebbi, Jigawa, Sokoto, and Zamfara. Each selected beneficiary will receive 5 million naira loan to invest in farming during this year's cropping season. The sum of 2.79 billion will be disbursed to the beneficiaries.
Senator Barau therefore called on stakeholders to support the project, emphasizing that food security is key to Nigerians' economic stability. Sharon Ajay, reporting for Global TV News.
The International Criminal Court, ICC, has vowed to continue its judicial work after U.S. President Donald Trump signed an order to impose sanctions on its staff. The ICC says it stands firmly by its personnel and would continue to provide justice and hope, noting that orders to seek harm its independent and impartial work. Trump's order accuses it of what it termed illegitimate and baseless actions targeting Americans and our close ally, Israel. Meanwhile, Federal Workers Association in the United States have asked a federal high court in Washington to stop the Donald Trump administration from shutting down the United States Agency for International Development. The lawsuit was filed by the American Foreign Service Association and the American Federation of Government Employees. The workers hinged their suit on the argument that USAID is a creation of Congress which the executive branch of government cannot dismantle. In sport, the Nigerian Cricket Federation is set to host the 6th edition of the National Under-17 Cricket Championship for boys and girls with qualification series across the 6 geopolitical zones in the country. Over the years, the competition has grown to become the biggest age grade tournament in Nigeria and West Africa, providing the right pathway for the next generation of superstars to wear the prestigious green and yellow kit of Nigeria. The last 5 editions have witnessed a significant expansion in the number of participating states. Well, that's the news on sport. Do remember that this is on Global Television and News Express. A quick reminder again that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365, on Star Times channel 276, and free to air on Niconsat. Kindly follow us all across all our social media platforms now showing on your screen using @Global TV NG. I am Godwin Sunday. Thank you for watching.